Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. So I bought this snap-on, impact driver at the flea market garage sale at Stormville. A woman's husband had passed on and she sold it off, and I was the lucky person who got it. Now what they did is they plugged the battery into the charger, and the charger would blink green over and over and over again. It wouldn't take a charge. And if you read the charger, it would tell you that the battery was no good. It was overheated or shorted, and given that they were just trying it out, that to them meant the battery was no good. So the whole situation wasn't worth owning anymore. So she wanted 10 for it. I gave her 8. I said, you know what, I'll give it a shot. I'll take a chance. Maybe I could revive the battery or find another battery for it or whatever. So what I'm doing, I'm showing you the model number and so forth, also myself. So I got it home, and sure enough, I tried it out, plugged it into the charger, and once again I kept getting that blinking green light saying it wouldn't take a charge. Next thing I did is I tested the battery, put my handy dandy charger on it, and at that time I got about 2 volts. So I'm just describing what I did to recover this thing. So I saw that and I thought to myself, a lot of these chargers, if they don't see some reasonable voltage back, they won't even try to charge, because if the current is too high, it'll burn up the charger, and NiCad batteries, could get into trouble and burn up also. So they don't want that to happen. The next thing I did is I took my car style charger and I hooked it up to it, carefully to make sure that the leads grabbed just the post. They didn't short to anything else. And I did that, and I turned on my fancy charger, and it was charging, at a couple of amps. This is only a 12 volt charger. This is theoretically a 14 volt battery. And I left it there for a little while. Not too long. Once again, given this is 12 volts, this is supposedly 14. I knew I wasn't pushing anything too crazy, and left it 10-15 minutes, and then I came back. So here is the snap-on charger that came with it, and after battery charged for a few minutes, I just plugged that right in, and you could see the green light was flashing for a few minutes, and then it stayed solid. Well, solid green light means it's charging. So I left it in there a couple of hours, and I pulled it out. Sometimes easier said than done. Smashed it into the impact driver, and lo and behold, it's fully functional. Now, unfortunately, these are NiCad batteries, which you have to be a little more careful with. They're fussier. But given that this is a snap-on, they're a little better version of the NiCad batteries. So this thing is back to life. I'm not quite sure what a used functional snap-on hammer impact driver is worth, but to me, for the $8, I don't know, I feel pretty good about being able to fix it and make it go, and I will use it, and hopefully it'll hold enough of a charge to allow me to do it. Those of us who mostly converted over to lithium ion do realize they are so much better for the following reason. Once you charge a lithium-ion battery, you could come back in 6 months, and most of the charge is still there. You could probably get your task out of, the battery, especially if it's just driving a few screws or impacting out a couple of bolts or whatever. And then at that point, you can pop the battery back on charge, and once the battery's charged, it's good for months. NiCad batteries die on their own. This battery was fully charged yesterday, and you could see the little fussing around I did, and it went back into charge mode. NiCad batteries also have a limited number of times you could charge them, so it's kind of like every time you walk up to this thing, it'll if you haven't used it recently, like in the last week or so, chances are the batteries are going to be weak and you're going to have to charge them and make a go of it like that. I would like to really get rid of this and convert it over somehow to the Ryobi 1 Plus lithium-ion batteries. That's where it would be the most practical. But then on the other hand, I already have a Ryobi 1 Plus half-inch impact. So do I really need a rigged snap-on version? Anyway, this is all, to me, interesting because I feel pretty good that I was able to get this going. And for those of you out there who perhaps have one of these and you do use it and you do use it regularly, it's fixable. You go up to it, it won't take a charge, it's blinking the light, you give it a little, of your universal battery charger to it to bring the voltage up to some nominal value, and suddenly it's alive again. So I enjoyed the project, the experience. What am I going to do with this? I don't know. I'll probably give it to my son. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Please remember to drop by, or please remember to keep your feet down, your heads up, and enjoy all your day. You already dropped by, so only one video a day, so you don't have to drop by twice today. Bye now.